Hello everyone, I'm Isabel, a curious tale. I hope everyone is keeping safe and well. Today I wanted to do a video about a simple craft project that I thought could be especially fun for anyone who's at home right now. So today I want to show you my tiny travel altar. And I saw so many wonderful pictures on sites like Pinterest of people who'd done their own mini altar, travel altar, and I had a lot of fun making my own. So I wanted to share this with you and share what I've put in mine, and also share some ideas for other things that you might want to put in yours. It's a bit ironic maybe to be making a travel altar because I don't think anyone's doing any traveling right now, but it's quite nice to look forward to hopefully traveling again in the future, and it's also just a fun project that you can do as part of your spiritual practice, or you could do for another purpose just for fun, which I'll speak about later. So firstly, I'd like to show you what's in mine. I just used this mint tin, and I think these are American mints, but you can get them in Kathmandu in some of the tourist shops. And it just looks like a mint tin, but I've actually managed to fit quite a lot of things inside. And using an everyday object for your travel altar could be great for anyone who wants to keep this discreet. So firstly, if you're going to make one and you want to set a certain intention with it, or cleanse the things that you're going to put in it, then you could cast a circle or do whatever you usually do, and also cleanse everything that you're going to put in the altar. But I think it's important to do this in a way that speaks to you personally. So instead of just seeing what I put in mine, you would put things in your travel altar that are very meaningful to you, and this could be for any faith. I think it's a really nice idea really for anyone. You could even just put things that are very special to you that don't have something specific to do with any kind of belief system, more like trinkets for good luck. So firstly, I put this magnet, and it's really easy because unlike a sticker or anything, you don't have to worry about it peeling off. I just stuck this magnet here, and this is from the ossuary in Krudna Hora village in Czech Republic. I was really lucky to be able to go there with my husband and brother-in-law and their band, because they'd been playing in Czech Republic, and it was such a magical day. I'd really wanted to go there for so long. So this magnet is a great memory and reminds me of a place I find really inspiring. Then I made a mini altar cloth, and I just used felt because you don't need to, turn it over and hem it like you would a cotton or something, because it doesn't fray, so it's really easy. But you could also make a reversible one with one colour on the front and one colour on the back, which could be really nice for having a different colour for different intentions or to celebrate different seasons. And I embroidered in a silver thread, just simply embroidered the triple moon symbol for the triple goddess. So this would be my tiny altar cloth. And then we have a tiny little white candle. You can often get these in gift sets or things you might have received, and this is just a small white one, but you could put any color you want, especially if you know that you might be wanting to work with a certain intention. You could put the color of candle that fits with that best in your little travel altar, but if it's just general, I think white is great. And this is just a little leaf. And then I put some crystals in, and I got these from crystal shops. They'll often have a bucket of slightly damaged crystals that are often a lot cheaper, or you get these in lucky bags. You can often, for just a few pounds get a selection of crystals, and this is where these came from. But I think they're just as wonderful as any crystals to work with, and you could put any crystals that speak to you in here. So firstly, rose quartz, a classic, and then I have a little chip of amethyst. I remember I got this in one of the lucky bags at a crystal shop in Brighton in England. And then this clear quartz wand. So this is great because it's a piece of clear quartz, but also its wand shape means that you could use it as a wand for any mini working that you want to do. A friend of mine gave this to me and got it in Kathmandu. We have a lot of clear quartz here because in the Himalayas you can naturally find clear quartz. And then a little bit of moonstone. I also got this from Kathmandu. There's a lot of beautiful moonstone in Kathmandu, so yes, I got this one, and I really love moonstone, so I think it's great to have small versions of any crystals that you love to work with. And then here I have a little pentacle. This is actually a pendant. You can see it has the ringlet here, but it's essentially a pentacle, and this is also great for any working you might be doing. I used to wear this a lot, but when I visited Glastonbury, I think 2 years ago, I bought my absolute favourite pentacle here. It was made by a local silversmith there in Glastonbury in England, and it also has moonstone and a moon. I think it's so beautiful. So this fellow has gone in my travel altar. Could also wear it, dual purpose. And then we have a hagstone. So hagstones are stones that have naturally occurring holes in them, and this is usually caused by erosion. So I found this at the beach. There's a lot of interesting folklore around hagstones. Some find them lucky, and other people say that if you look through the hole, it's sort of a portal to the fairy realm. So I really love hagstones. I find them really lucky, and this actually has a dual purpose in my travel altar as an incense holder, because if you put, I think you can see the black, which is from burning incense in it, but if you put it down and put one of the thicker incense sticks in here, it just lays perfectly, and it's a great incense holder. So that's another thing, if you're condensing your supplies, it's great to have things that have double uses. And for incense, I have this tiny bag, like the kind that you often get jewellery in. I think this must be really old. And I just got normal size incense sticks and just broke them to be small enough to fit inside. You can see we get a lot of this kind of incense in Kathmandu, the handmade type. It doesn't have any wood in it, it's a full stick of incense, and this size is perfect for fitting in the hagstone. So I've just got some pieces that I've broken to be small enough to fit, and then when these are finished I can easily put more in. And these are a Tibetan herb blend, but you can use your favourite incense, or again if you're going away somewhere and you know that you might want to do a certain type of working, then you can put the corresponding incense in there. And I also just made these tiny pieces of paper. This is handmade Nepali paper, and I thought these would be great for writing a wish, an intention, a sigil perhaps, or petition paper. So I popped these in as well, which again I could easily replace them when they're finished. And then I actually fit quite a lot in here. I made this little book. This is again the same handmade Nepali paper, and I just took some pages and folded them, and then simply with a normal needle and thread I sewed it to be a book. So I thought this would be great if you want to jot some information down that you want to take with you, that you know you might want to hand, or if while you're away you want to record anything that you do. Having a tiny little book like this could be really useful, and then you could transfer anything you write in here into your larger book that you might keep at home. And so I popped this in there, and then finally I just put this piece of paper. This came with my set of rune stones I also got in Glastonbury quite a few years ago, and I just thought if I'm travelling somewhere and I don't have space to take my rune stones with me, then I do have all the runes written on this piece of paper, so I thought that's quite nice. So that's everything I have in my own personal travel altar. That's not to say that I wouldn't switch things out, and it's so small that if you put it in your bag you really won't notice it's there. So that's what I've done, but I would love to hear what you would want to put in yours, because I'm sure people have some really great suggestions. So apart from that, I'd like to share a few other ideas of things that I think could be really nice to put in a travel altar, if that's what you're going to use the box for. Firstly, there are coins. Coins can be a great lucky charm. They could be a charm for abundance, for wealth. And so here I just have, you can see, this is a 1 rupee coin, Nepali 1 rupee. I don't know if you can see, but there's the Himalayas. It's a really beautiful design. And then we have this Norwegian coin I got years ago when I visited Norway. I love coins that have holes in them. Some Japanese coins also do, and I think that's really great for a charm. So coins would be a good idea. Something like dried flowers, especially if there are some flowers that are symbolic to you or perhaps you received. Then if you don't have small crystals to hand, crystal jewellery is just as good. And then if you're travelling around, you can also wear the jewellery, so that's great. Just an example is this turquoise pendant that my mum got for me many years ago. So you could have this if you wanted to use the properties of turquoise in anything you're doing, but then you could also wear it, so I think that would be a great addition. Then any type of tool for divination would be great. Perhaps you have a mini crystal ball, or I have this, which is a family heirloom. This is just a small mirror, and some people, I just have it on a chain because I often like to wear it as a necklace, and people scry with a mirror. So I'll show you just the tiny mirror. You can see a tiny version of me inside it. So this would be a great addition, something like a very small mirror. I've also seen you can get really small versions of the tarot cards, but I'm not sure how you would shuffle them. Perhaps it would be more of a case of selecting cards that you want to work with, but that could be a really cute addition. And then let's see, oh, here's also, this is a crystal that I found in the jungle outside of Kathmandu. All of the hills surrounding the city have jungle, and in certain places you can find crystals, sometimes with clear quartz inside them, or white stones. This stone is really beautiful because it has a real bluish hue to it. So this is also special because not only is it a crystal, but it's also from a place that's really special to me. So I think that would be a lovely addition as well. And then any form of charm. In Nepal, in practically every temple there will be stalls outside selling charms, and I think this is a wonderful addition if you want to take a piece of a religious site that's important to you with you, and it's also a great memory. So this I got in Dolaka Bimsim Mandir. It's a temple for the god Bimsim, and it's really special because the statue of the god is known to sweat. And that would be showing that something really bad is about to happen, more in the scale of the whole country. So historically, before certain tragedies, this statue has sweat, and people know that something bad is coming. So it's a really special temple, and it's near Charikot, which is a village by the Himalayas, and I went with my family and family-in-law. It was a really special trip. So having something like this has Shiva, and on the back it says that it's a protection from, I guess in English it's often translated as the evil eye, but a protection from negativity. So something like this again has the dual purpose of being a wonderful memory and tied to something special, but also having its own meaning as well. So these are just some ideas of things that you might want to put in your travel altar. I was also thinking that, especially if you're at home right now and you can't go and get supplies and you don't have many around, you could easily draw things on paper and then put them in your travel altar. And this is great because you'd also be able to put a lot more stuff inside. So if you don't have, a pentacle like this, you can just as easily cut out a small piece of paper and draw a pentacle. You could draw an altar cloth, you could draw any tools that you like to work with on paper, and put them in your mini tin. I think that would be really great, and it's free, and you probably have some paper and pens at home. I think it'll be really fun. And if you have a lot of time and materials on your hands, then it could also be amazing to sculpt out of clay. You could easily make an incense holder out of clay. Like this type here. When you buy incense in Nepal, you usually get one of these simple holders with it, so you could sculpt your own or pop one of those in there. You could sculpt a wand, many different things, and that could be really, really fun. And you could also take a photograph of your altar or a Polaroid, and then you can print that out to be the size you want, and you could also put that in your little tin, which I think would be really nice, especially if you have a seasonal altar that you like to switch around like mine. Back here I've got it set up for Beltane because that's the festival that just recently passed. I think you could also use this project for anything really. Things that came to mind were making a mini like art supply kit. You could take just a small tin like this, and then if you made one of these books yourself but added more pages or made multiple books, you could pop one of these in there, and then a sharpener, an eraser, and then a set of those tiny colouring pencils that you often get in gift sets, or sometimes I think I got some in a Christmas cracker one year when I was a child. That would be really great. You could also make a mini sewing kit by putting some thread, needles. You can get those tiny scissors or just nail cutting scissors, and that would also be a really nice thing. Or perhaps as a gift for someone, you could make a little box of memories, put some photographs of you together, put some items that maybe remind you of things you've done together or things that they might like. I think that would be a really nice way to interpret this project. So let me know what you think, if you've already made one of these yourself or if you'd like to try it. Let me know. And I've been having a lot of fun making videos and experimenting recently. I love doing sewing, drawing, and if there's anything, any topic that you would be interested in me doing a video about, then please let me know. It'll be fun to hear your suggestions. Oh, and I wanted to mention quickly what I'm wearing, because when I watch YouTube videos I really enjoy hearing about what people are wearing, and I'm really passionate about sustainable fashion, so I love to share any ideas for sustainable fashion and also show that you can wear sustainable clothing in any style. It doesn't matter. So firstly, I've just got this vintage lace cardigan jacket. I got this top that I made from the bottom of an old dress. I just added these straps, hemmed it, embroidered it, and then I've got an old beret. This is a doll's head brooch that I made because I make dolls and this is what their heads look like. I've also made some necklaces, had a lot of fun with that. Then I have my mum's necklace her friend gave her when she was a teenager. I have some traditional Nepali hoops, my husband's old hoops because now he wears bigger ones, some vintage Newa bracelets, these are traditional style, my rings that I always wear, and what else? I think that's everything. I'm also wearing a skirt that my mom sewed herself in the 80s, just this fabric. So that's my outfit today. I think it's so fun to mix vintage pieces, pieces from your own family, and pieces you've customized or made yourself. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun customizing clothes recently, and if you'd be interested in seeing any of those projects I've been doing, please let me know. So I hope everyone stays well and safe, and that you have a good week that's coming. Hope to see you again. Bye.